Hey, it's Birdman for Birdman on the Mountain, hanging out here at the White Mountain Independent, and it's time for the Show Low Community Shout. Got a couple gentlemen from First Things First today. I've got Byron. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having us.
And I've got Tony. How are you?
I'm great. It's warming up in here.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it was a little chilly to start. It is Show Low in winter, which means no snow and very cold. It's an ancient Indian word. Did you know that?
I did.
So, Tony, you'd got a hold of me a couple weeks ago, and you'd actually mentioned in the last time you were here about some of the things you're looking for. Why don't you run us through what's going on?
Well, as you know, First Things First is Arizona's, it's a statewide organization, an early childhood organization, really focusing on the development of children in all aspects, 0 to 5. We are entering the stage right now. It's a very important stage for us where we are recruiting for regional partnership council members. And what that means is basically our board of directors. A regional partnership council are made up of local citizens. In other words, they either work or live in the community. They are the folks who really drive our organization strategically. So they make the funding decisions. We're not, there's no edict coming down from our corporate office or our main office in Phoenix. The decisions on how we spend our money and where we focus in terms of impacting young children are made by 11 volunteers who live and work in the community and know the community, and they really are the ones who drive the decisions and know the community best in terms of how we're going to impact children. So we're entering that stage where we are recruiting regional partnership council members both in Navajo Apache region and in the White Mountain Apache tribal region. Very good.
And of course, Byron, you already sit on this board, don't you?
I do. I get to sit on this board, and Tony's absolutely right. The entire group are made up of volunteers that are committed to childhood development and bettering our community. Our last budget was in excess of $1 million. All of it spent locally, and all of it is spent with the emphasis of helping the children have a better outcome, so they're ready for school and set for life.
Right.
But when you have local folks here from a variety of arenas, faith-based, philanthropy, education, healthcare, some at large, they bring different perspectives, but they all have the interests of those kids at heart. And it's an interesting synergy that's created.
And that's the main focus. It is the kids, and it's that we say 0 to 5. It's that and 0, and it's funny because it's almost pre-0 too, isn't it?
Yeah, we're focusing on that as well. But you know, once they're here walking the earth, their brains develop by the time they're 5. And so when those patterns are being set, parents have a tremendous responsibility. A lot of times they don't have many tools. What we do is we help them with those things. They come in, they visit Healthy Step specialists, they find out where the kids are at, if there's developmental delays, and then they get resources on how to handle those situations.
Right, and I currently have an infant. He's 5 months old, and it's funny because that's right at the whole development of personality, and you really recognize that when the switch goes on, and it's all of a sudden I say, wait a minute, that wasn't just a response to need food, that was just a little quirkiness. That was kind of his own little, adding his little flair to it.
And you can recognize the changes every day. I'm sorry, Byron. Well, every day you see him grow and develop and mature into young people.
And that's neat. And they're all different. And you don't get a manual.
No, yeah. I was really upset. I'm a real, I follow the directions, and like there's no directions. So
well, those kids are like batteries, man. They're charged and they don't stop.
Yeah, and I have, once again, an older one. She's 3 years old, and you talk about batteries. It's like, holy crap, why can't we harness that? Forget solar, forget wind power.
Yeah.
Can we harness 3-year-old power?
There you go.
Because, how can you be up all day long and then not want to go to bed?
Well, and their natural curiosity, too.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so what characteristics, and you talked about some of the people you have now, but what characteristics are you looking for? What background do these people need, and then how can they apply or be brought
we get that question all the time. The biggest thing that we require, other than, the residency requirements, is a passion for kids. We are looking for people. They don't need any specific training. They just need to have a passion for helping kids and helping our community. They do need some time. The time commitment, Byron, is about 10 hours a month. That includes meeting prep, travel, It varies. Sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes it's a little bit less. It's a 4-year term. The term begins July 1, 2018, runs for 4 years. In the Navajo Apache region, I'll put on my cheaters here, we are looking for, there's 6 seats that are open: a child care provider, a philanthropist, a school administrator. We have a business seat open, and then 2 at-large seats. In the White Mountain Apache tribal region, it's a child care provider, a philanthropist, a school administrator, a parent seat, and 2 at-large seats. So those are the positions that are open in each of those different regions. Navajo Apache covers southern Navajo, southern Apache, so not the tribal regions to the north. And then the White Mountain Apache tribe is pretty self-explanatory. But we're looking for people that are passionate, that really are dedicated to kids and making improvements for our youngest children.
The time requirements they're not really that difficult. First Things First has a tremendous staff. Tony does all of our outreach. He's the face of First Things First, you might say, out in the community. And so he brings a passion out there and a lot of enlightenment to folks. The staff also provides us a tremendous amount of material, not just budget related, but things that are going on, new opportunities to explore. Kate Dobler-Allen, who is the regional director, she provides us with a lot of insight, different things that are coming up. For example, ACE scores, adverse childhood experiences. You know, those have a tremendous impact on how a child sees the world. And the higher their score, the greater at risk they are for health challenges, less of a lifespan. And capturing these things and working with them and helping children develop skills to become resilient early on is the name of the game.
Very cool.
It's
Awesome.
A fun game to play.
I guess. Yeah. and who doesn't like kids? Come on.
Yeah.
And we're not necessarily looking for people that have kids, because this is an issue, early childhood is an issue that impacts all of us, whether we're parents, grandparents, single, don't know kids at all. The strength, our future is our youngest children, and we really need to start the day they're born, and even as you mentioned before that. So there's no requirement that you have kids or young children. You just need to be committed to kids and committed to your community. The application process, once someone applies, they're screened, they're interviewed. The positions are appointed by our state board. So it's a I don't want to say a rigorous process, but we do screen, and we're looking for people that are committed to children. So we encourage everyone to go to our website, and I know you'll put it up, firstthingsfirst.org/serve, and there's a manual on there that gives a lot more information on what the requirements are. And we really encourage people, even if you're not sure you want to do this, at least go check it out.
Yeah.
Find out if it's for you.
Very good.
Yeah, every person that sits on this council was a kid at one time. So they bring some experiences as well.
Obviously. Cool. Yes, that's a good point. Everybody forgets about that, you know. So if you're out there and you want to make an impact on the local community, on the larger community, and in fact even the world, this is a great way to do it, because nothing impacts the world more than influencing children and their benefits at the earliest ages.
And I would say it is extremely rewarding. I'm fairly new to First Things First, and I've seen, as I've gotten to know our council members like Byron, you can see when they're in the meetings how passionate it is, and they do it because it's rewarding for them personally, in addition to the impact they're having in the community.
Very good. Well, thank you, gentlemen, very much for your time, unless you have anything else.
I think we're good.
Oh,
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And
Good to
Tony?
see you as always.
Very cool. Hey, I'm Birdman. I want to remind you that a lot of things going on this week. Obviously, we're getting ready for Christmas, so all you kids be good out there. Santa Claus is coming, and then of course the week after that we've got the drop of the Deuce of Clubs in Festival Marketplace. And everybody asks me, where's Festival Marketplace? It's where the card players are, so go there. I think I just say it's where the card players are. Just go there. So have fun. This is Birdman for White Mountain TV and for Birdman Media. Reminding you, if I don't see you around town, I'll catch you right here on the web.